I mean, the tradition can be not the actual thing we're doing, but the tradition can be we're doing something together.
Welcome to the Created to Be podcast. We're back for another week, and everyone is here today. Let's go. So we got Justin with us.
Yo.
Darius.
Yes, ma'am.
And Brandy Morgan. Hey. And we've got a special guest coming later. We're going to leave that a little elusive right now. You'll find out later, but it's going to be a good show. We're going to talk about traditions today, which would be fun. I think that we often think about holiday traditions when we hear that word, but especially this time of year, that's kind of why I picked that topic. But there's a lot of other traditions that go across all kinds of categories. So we're going to kind of talk about that. Might take us a couple of weeks to get through this. I would love if people would send in their Christmas stories or any traditions, any sports traditions you know of. I would love to hear some of those because we can talk about them. That would be awesome. But before we do that, we had a great week at the Huddle this week. We had an open mic. I was just going to open the floor for anybody that wanted to comment about their thoughts about that. I have a few things that I saw that kept kind of coming up through some of the stories, but
I think it was really good just because we got to see and hear their hearts and like how the Lord's been transforming them, whether that be the last 6 months or the last couple of years, and even just to hear stories of kind of where they've come from, because a lot of them were outside of my sport. So I had never really even met them before. And several of them I like just saw how I could see myself in their stories throughout too. Like, I don't know, it was just a good time. Like I feel like anytime we can hear from each other is so awesome and powerful.
And they sit there throughout the semester, and they meet in these small groups and stuff, and you never, only a small group of people are going to get to hear some of those stories.
Yeah.
So it's fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Any comments?
I was going to say, on top of what you all have said, I enjoyed the vulnerability, the boldness, the courage that it took just to get up there and share personal things. Some share some things that were really personal. I really was encouraged and inspired by that because I knew when I was at that age, that's probably something that I wouldn't have done. But I felt like that spoke to trust. It spoke to the community that has been built. And then it also spoke to the growth of their personal relationships with God. And then it almost felt like a family vibe, like the family just sharing a little bit of what's going on in each other's personal lives. And so you could tell as time went on, people were more and more comfortable. It didn't seem pressured. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and then it helps you to respect people's journey when you see what they have had to walk through. So,
yeah. And Justin, you always like those nights.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. You just never know who's going to get up and share. And you always hear something you didn't expect to hear. Somebody takes a bold step and shares or something. And I love that. And you don't know what's going to come out. And so sometimes that scares people, especially leadership. Especially leadership.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's formative. It's in a lot of ways a kind of a stake in the ground moment for people. And anytime we can set that up and give them space to do it, that's a win.
Yeah. So I took a few notes, and I feel like that there was, a consistent theme across multiple stories of just their identity, a lot of identity stories, a lot of, that kind of moment or moments where, you think, okay, all that people are telling me I got to be this is the demands on my life, and just making that decision of, I'm just going to be me.
Well, and on that too, like a lot of things that kept coming to me was they were actually taking their faith as their own.
Yeah.
Instead of like something that they were told they had to do or whatever, like they were figuring it out with them and the Lord, not with, which I know community is good, but, like making it their own instead of.
Which, this has been a new thought, which could be a whole nother podcast. So we'll just put a little tag by this. But I have been kind of thinking about how I've never really communicated with college students until honestly the other night after open mic and having some other conversations, that some of the struggles that they go through, like, yes, they could be spiritual in nature, but I do think that a lot of them are actually just, it's going from being a child to an adult. Like part of it is like, I hate to tell you, but this is just maturing.
Yeah.
Like it's just hard. And I think that for me, that's kind of like a new thing I'm thinking about as I meet with students, because I think that it can feel like if it's a problem, but it might not be a problem. It might just be like, literally, this is what it means to grow up.
Yeah.
And I don't say that enough probably for people to kind of help interpret their situation that they're walking through. But anyway, that's just something that I would like to, maybe that's another topic.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to help them see, because half the battle is knowing.
Yeah.
And you said problem, but I'm like, when you hear them, sometimes it's like you said, it's not a problem, it's process.
Right. It's just like, this is what it means to be human.
Yeah, you're becoming, and so I don't think that that's a bad way to look at it. I think that's actually a great way to look at it, because and even with understanding, that's something that will be a continuous thing as life goes on. Things that we may see as a problem really is a place of development, maturity, growth, shifting of perspective, so no, I think that's
just part of life. And so I think that to put it in that category was kind of helpful for me after I was listening to everybody and like thinking on this thought. Was like, oh, I should just probably tell them, it's just part of growing up. Like, you're going to mess up and you get to evaluate that data of like the decision you made. Do I want to do that again?
Yeah.
And like, that's just part of it. Doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong with you.
Right.
Just think that relieves a lot of pressure too.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a thought. One of the things that I have written down, Manny Mevo, shout out to Manny. She's great. She's so fun. But she said, I've never heard this phrase before. She said 10 toes down, living life 10 toes down.
She said that. I was like, yes.
I love that. And she was just saying how she's been so happy to come to FCA and how she wants to encourage people to just make it part of their weekly rhythm, and how much of a difference she's seen in her life to live 10 toes down, like be fully in.
Mental picture of just like
toes.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a fun thing. But I saw, lots about like the Lord will give you grace and strength, finding identity in Christ. I mentioned at least the ones that I wrote down. I don't think I missed anybody, but that we had 17 people share, which I'm pretty sure that was probably a record for an open mic night.
Yeah. 17? And we had kind of a smaller crowd than usual.
So majority. No, we had a pretty, 17.
Well, this year, I told you all at the very beginning, I just felt different about this year. And the crowds have been so big because the crowd that we had last, with everything going on, it was more like that crowd was almost like the normal crowd last year.
Right.
Like the crowd this year has been like up there.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with how many showed up actually on Monday.
Yeah.
That huddle has been pretty small in the past.
Yeah.
And it was also fun. We had the one window to get golf, to get a dinner for golf. And so guys and girls golf team got a dinner out at the Clement's house, which was awesome. And so Jason Stoker got to lead all that, and it was a great time. So for them.
Yeah.
So which I was saying in our staff meeting how I loved how to know that we were over here on campus doing this, and that there was also ministry taking place somewhere else. And so with our staff, that can happen now, which is really cool. And I think about that whenever we're dispersed, like if there's a basketball game going on and Darius can't be with us doing something, we know he's over there. Or, same with the softball stuff you've been doing. So it's pretty cool.
FC is more than Monday nights.
That's right. Watch out for the reel on Instagram coming before the end of the year. Spoiler. Yeah, a little spoiler alert. Okay, so before we get into our stretch topic, Justin, you want to quickly touch on end of year giving?
Yeah, just the invitation is there to support. We have a lot of different spaces, trips coming up, and different projects. And so if there's anything specific that you feel led to give to, like the college getaway we have coming up at the end of January, scholarships, bus travel, end of the year, I know as staff, we are all trying to continue to raise money for our own personal budgets as well. And so we've also got Bibles and resource need as well. Some may feel led to give to those things. So lots of opportunities to support, and we have an amazing staff. We could have a whole podcast of all the things, a lot of things of just what's going on and how God's using each one in these different spaces. So to have 8 people serving on this campus is awesome, but it does take funds for us to keep going.
Okay, so speaking of funds, though, an increased need, I would say, is money for or giving for meals. We have increased meals dramatically over the past semester.
Specifically for the smaller teams as well, just to be able to bless them.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, too, because that's a more like genuine sit down, have a conversation, like bonding within that. And that's what I said softball, I think. Yeah, so softball was like look around the room, because the people that are here for you are the people that are going to show up when times are tough, or like just creating that culture before things get hard or you need someone.
And I like it too, like when you was talking about the meal piece, because I feel like it helps some of these sports teams who may not get a chance to come to feel the reach of FCA through our giving, through what we provide, because it's almost like a conversation starter. Who provided these?
Right.
FCA. Okay, who is FCA? Well, you see me, you see Justin, see Bethany, Brandy, Scott. It starts to kind of plant a seed of, okay, so what all do you do on a more personal level? So I say that to encourage the giving, because it helps us to be able to touch so many different areas in so many different ways that no amount is too small or too great. You don't know where this is leading to. And so it just helps us to be the best version of ourselves, but also it helps us to be able to introduce Christ, introduce the mission of FCA, and just introduce a lot of the things that we're doing that some people who we may assume know, they don't. So, I think that's a great thing that we're doing.
Yeah, so an example of that is like, we've had businesses donate for a Monday night. We've had Juva, we've had Bops, we've had Insomnia Cookies. We bought pizza this past week, but like if somebody wanted to sponsor a huddle, that works really great. But we've also had churches host us. So like Pine Lake allowed us to come in there, and we brought Chipotle, so FCA provided that, but we had that space for the cheer team to come. And then sometimes families will host the meals or whatever. And so there's a wide variety of ways if anybody wants to just straight up donate and know that's where their money is going. Or if you have a business and you want to get involved in some way to provide that, there's plenty of opportunities. So it's well beyond just the typical write a check, but we also do have, fundraising efforts for our staff as well. And that can also go to that. So anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. I mean, those meals help. Those break down any kind of walls or with some of these teams and just relationships. I think everybody has a perception about maybe who we are in some ways, and it's just a way for us to eat and be like, hey, we're normal.
Yeah.
And we're here to support you no matter what you believe or what's your background.
I think that's an easier yes for somebody to come to that might be hesitant. Like, oh, it's just a meal. Okay, I'll go show up to that. So, all right. So stretch time. Last week we talked about rivalries and included a few traditions that kind of around Thanksgiving holiday, mainly all these football, especially, football rivalries. And we went into the Egg Bowl. Sorry, Darius, we didn't get the W like we had.
It started out so great, though. It's like 7-7. I'm like, hey. And then the air got sucked out of the balloon pretty quick.
Yeah. Maybe next year. There's always next year. But I was thinking about, because we're in this holiday season, what could we talk about on the podcast this week? And since we just came through Thanksgiving, looking forward to Christmas coming up, I just thought, let's talk about some traditions, And so what makes a tradition? Anybody want to take a stab at this?
Consistency.
Yeah. Okay.
Consistency makes a tradition.
Where's it come from?
I was going to say, though, like at my house, if you do it more than once,
it's kind of starts, taking a life.
Like I've noticed my kids are like, wait, well, why didn't we do that? I was like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, for your kids.
Yeah.
Like around holidays or any day?
Okay, so this is kind of silly, but today, state championship game day for my family. And normally it's not here. It normally is at Southern Jackson, so we skip school. We didn't get to skip school today because it's at Mississippi State. And my youngest cried for 30 minutes before school because, like, to him, it was like something we did.
This is permanent.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, but no, son, like, we're literally 5 minutes from where we're going. So I feel like, they can hold you accountable.
Well, we're really going to pray that y'all continue to go to the state championship, because
that seems to be a tradition.
It is. And then this is the thing. If he cried today, and if they don't play at all and school is not out, I don't want to see what he made.
No, he's like, we always win this.
Yes, that's pressure. We want to keep him from crying, so we got to make state. But so one tradition that we do, well, and it's not a family thing, it's more a community thing. So it's we have a lot of great musicians and singers where I'm from. So one of the things that was started a few years ago, it was a guy, his name is Jermaine Morgan. He's a professional musician, bassist. He's moved from here to Atlanta or Nashville one. I pray he don't be mad at me for not knowing, but it's one of those. But he does a lot of great work, but then he's also have opened the doors for a lot of musicians who don't have the opportunity like him. So what he has done the last maybe 6-7 years is we come together as singers and musicians and we play music, but he has people to come and bring canned goods and have them to bring or money. And what happens is, so he takes the canned goods and the money to give to less fortunate, but while we're there, he's bringing in other professional musicians, and it's for professionals, aspiring musicians, aspiring singers, and we play together, we sing, and then he give us insight and have other people to give insight to help people who are trying to grow their brand, grow their music. So it's like, it's tending to music. It's also helping us understand the importance of giving, and giving not to the less fortunate, but also giving to people who may not know. I mean, and it's amazing because it's technically free. So you got a lot of people getting access and information to professional people without really having that pressure of paying them. And that's his way of not just giving back to the community, but coming back home and kind of letting home know. And so that has become such a tradition where people look forward to, and he do it on, he's done it on Thanksgiving night, and then there's times he's done it on the night before Thanksgiving, but it has gotten to a point where people really look forward, and it may be somebody you hadn't saw in years,
Right.
and they just show, so that's a traditional thing. Like you said, the consistency, and then, having something to not just look forward to, but something to do. And so I feel like that's what kind of helps with tradition.
Yeah. What do you think a tradition is, Justin? Or how does it come about?
Yeah, I have grandparents.
Yeah, family.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way it's supposed to be. We're going to go and do this. Yeah, this is the way. So that's kind of what I think of.
Yeah.
What do you feel about breaking traditions? What do y'all feel about breaking traditions?
I think there needs to be a good discussion about it. But, I'm all for it. Like Bethany just started something like, 3 years ago. We're like, let's do tamales for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, we're going to do tamales for Christmas until
I'll turn on
so.
Hispanic, like Christmas music.
Yeah.
Get that going.
Get the vibe.
Hopefully that's not offensive to anybody.
No.
We have a good time with it.
We do, and everybody gets involved a little
And it is really funny because Justin, when I first did it, I got the idea from a cheesy, like, romantic chick flick Christmas movie. And the family was Hispanic that made the tamales.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that is a great idea, all this stuff. And so then I'm making it. He's like, why are you making tamales for Christmas? I was like, it's so brilliant. You don't have to cook. Like, if somebody needs food, it's in there. They can get it. Like, I love this. And he was like, yeah, but they were a Hispanic family on that. Like, we're not, Bethany. And I was like, I'm going to embrace this. I'm going to do this. And then I found out we traveled to Texas that Christmas, and I mentioned to a friend, we did tamales and chili at Christmas. And I said, this is the best thing I've ever done. Like, I just tell them, go to the fridge, And she said, oh, yeah, that's a thing around here, like in Dallas. And I was like, so it's a Texas
there
thing.
You go.
It's a Texas
We're going back
Here
to
comes the area.
Right.
Texas.
And it just came out. Just the movie prompted me. No, so I just, for what it's worth, website definition here. A tradition is a system of beliefs or behaviors passed down within a group or people or society with symbolic meaning.
Symbolic.
Or special significance with origins in the past. So different types of traditions. Okay, so I thought about, these are the ones I thought of. There could be more. That's why I'm saying it like that. Religious tradition, family tradition, sports traditions, holidays, and then like seasons. Like you might, in the summer, we always go do this. In the spring, we always go do this, So are any of those interesting to y'all? We don't have to talk about all of them, but we can talk about, I know I have a few for sports that are pretty funny, but.
I do know it's a big tradition around the season of winter is for people to go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a
opening day.
Yeah. I know I know people, that's a real, a real thing. Like before it gets here, they already shopping, getting their outfits, getting all these different things together. And when that time comes, it's like, "You not going?" And I'm like, "No,
I don't do that.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not 100."
When you think about traditions, when I've thought about this, I'm like, how much of our life is really made up, though, of traditions?
Yeah.
It's probably more than we think.
And then some things are tradition that we don't know is tradition until we try to stop it.
That's what I was. That's what I
Yes.
was asking about
When
breaking.
yes, because that's what, and that's when you said that, my mindset went to this. I feel like some things need to be broke. I just feel like some traditions that we do, I feel like it's a level of us trying to hang on to the past instead of embracing the new and the present. You know, because some things we do, and I don't think it's always wrong, but you saying symbolic, when the symbolism of what we're doing starts getting lost to just we're doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
And now you have, like, Brandy, you have children, y'all have small children. Like, we can't even tell them why
we're doing this.
we're just doing it. It's like, I feel like it's okay to create a new tradition that they could be a part of, that they could, you know, and I feel like I feel like it even help involvement, because like what I've seen with some of the traditions we have done in the past, over time we keep doing them, but people start losing interest. The attendance starts.
That was my next question, is like, how do you know it's over?
When attendance drop, like when people
You're the
like,
only one.
yeah, it's like we already tried. They doing, so we're doing something. It's like, okay, it's time to do.
Okay, one thing that I noticed about both my family and Justin's family is that without knowing it, certain holiday traditions really did revolve around one central key person in both of our families.
Yes.
But we didn't know that until they've passed. So it was my grandfather and then Justin's mom. And I'll speak for mine, you could speak for your family. But I didn't realize my grandfather did not get, like, he did not say, hey, we're meeting at this time, this day, but he always cooked steak. So it was like, we just knew we're going to Mama and Papa's for whatever holiday it was, or even birthdays and stuff like that. So he didn't even have to communicate anything. It was just known we're having steak. And then whenever he passed, it's like, we're still trying to figure out, what do we do on holidays? Like, it looks different every single year. And it's just interesting because there is this like gap or space of like, we don't really know, you know, I mean, and the goal is to just get together at this point, but we really don't have anything established. And that was in 2019. And so we're still kind of.
Well, that's especially if you don't have like some intentionality behind it.
Oh,
like that's Brett's grandmother's. We always went there for every holiday, every Sunday after church. And when she passed, it was like, now what? But then his aunt was like, y'all are all coming to my house. And so now, like, that's what we do. She kind of just shifted it over.
Yeah, but you got to have that person.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's crazy.
And she was like the perfect one. Like, we just all were like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to speak for your family?
No, it's similar. I mean,
Your mom left
host
Christmas.
sites change, decorations, things that typically go up at certain times.
Because y'all would put a lot of stuff up in your yard at Christmas. What did you have at Christmas that was kind of traditions that y'all did as a family?
I mean, day of stuff, but I think, and then Christmas Eve things, just where we're going and just different things that we'd be eating and all that, but not anything super crazy beforehand outside of just decorating.
Yeah.
Mom had plenty of things. She had all the Santa Clauses.
Yeah, talk about how much stuff that y'all would have to bring down.
Santa Claus collection.
It's impressive.
Like out front or in the house or both?
In the house. In the
Okay,
house.
okay.
Yeah, we didn't have any of the crazy stuff outside.
Okay.
It was lights. It was clean outside, you know.
But there is something about
Clean on the outside, but chaotic on the inside.
I you know, and I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer right now, right? But when he began to talk about decorations, my mind went to the tradition at my grandmother's house, and she had decorations in and outside of the house.
And how early did she start with putting all this stuff up?
I mean, we would normally get the phone call.
So you had to help.
Had to.
Okay.
And that's,
I feel like those days, though, it was like not before Thanksgiving, right? Or did she put up before Thanksgiving?
no, that's what I was going to say. Normally it would be before Thanksgiving, but it's like the week before, like it was like right at Thanksgiving. But it was just the dread of going to the storage building, grabbing all those boxes.
And how many people are helping?
Now, so you probably got about, it should have been 9, 10, but because we literally stayed right next to her, the bulk of it would be on me and my brothers.
Yeah.
And she would do it inside and outside. So outside you got Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, the three wise men, the star that they pointed to show which direction he was going, the hay, the horses, like the Christmas, and then that's not including the Christmas lights,
I
the
feel like
little
you're
Christmas
still
tree.
holding on to this.
I think I am. I think, look, the Christmas tree, the Christmas bowl, like, I mean, like, and that's not including the inside. Then when you go into the house, she had a little thing set up with like a little choir, a preacher set up like he's preaching to the choir, like a whole little, and then the Christmas tree itself and all of the things. And then I think what got me,
She do anything?
I mean, she was the overseer.
Okay.
So it had to be right. Like it had to be. And then it was like the little lights, like we had a bunch of little lights to set up to point to them at night. Because these are decorations, so you got to have the lights that point to them to illuminate them. And I think what got me is, because after we do all that for her, we got to go back home.
And do it at your house.
And do it at home. Now, my mom didn't do a lot of the extra, like, you know, Jesus and all that in the front, but we had Christmas lights, and then, of course, we had to put the Christmas tree up. And I'm saying this, I like the look of it, but I did not miss when I got old enough and didn't have to do it anymore.
Right.
Like I did not miss that.
Yeah.
So, but it was a real, I don't know if she was trying to get best yard in the neighborhood or what, but it was a real.
Have you ever watched Great Christmas Light Fight?
I have seen that.
Have you seen it?
See what?
Great Christmas Light Fight.
No, I haven't saw that.
Okay, it's an ABC show.
You should
But-
look it up.
Yeah, it is. If you think, I mean, I honor what you did, so I'm
Too
not trying to
much.
take away from that.
Too
but
much.
I would hate to get a call from one if you're in a
Same.
family like that.
I'm like, I'm sick.
It's time. I know. It's time. And the kids are like, because Justin put lights on the roof, they're like, we should be. I'm like, we're not even close.
Right.
Like, this is not even that. Okay, so do you think that traditions make you feel like comfort? These are some of the things that an article said that they can bring comfort, but then like they are also these social constructs, and so they can be shaped by like the agreement of everybody. You know, if the agreement was that lights weren't a thing, people wouldn't be doing it. Like so much stuff is upheld by we just agree that this is a thing. So do you think that that's like a comforting thing, or like can be a like hold you back kind of thing?
I feel like that's a personal thing. So it depends on the family. It depends on the individual. I do believe traditions a lot of times what I've seen go over well, or they go over better when people are more so personally invested and internally convicted of their tradition.
Mhm.
Like when you do it and you're really not overly worried about what everybody else has to say, like this is our thing.
Yeah.
I feel like they go over better and they are more comforting, because it's like I'm not trying to find me in somebody else, or vice versa. No matter what like I said, some people Christmas lights are not a thing, but for some people that's a big thing. Well, I feel like when it's personal, if it's not your thing and somebody does it, it doesn't bother you. And then if you do it and somebody else doesn't like it, doesn't bother. Like I feel like, so when it's personal, it's more comforting now. But if you're a person that's always looking out and wondering how everybody else feels, then I feel like you're just opening the door for a lot of unnecessary, things like this is not fun, or this is not.
Yeah, or like pressure. Like,
Pretty
just like,
right.
why do
Yeah.
I have to do all that?
Yes.
Yeah. So research also shows tradition can boost or reduce happiness depending on the context.
Yeah.
So I guess if it is something that you enjoy, like I do think that there's things it's good to have something to look forward to,
Yes.
So, and that can change depending on, where you are and your family and whatever. Like you're like, okay, at least we're going to get to do this. I think that it does upset my kids when I change those things.
Yeah.
Like if I decided, forget the tamales, forget the chili, like I'm going a different route, like
It would
Abby
make
would
it-
probably, even though she complains a lot when we're doing it because it's kind of like a long process, but she'd be like, we're supposed to be making tamales right now. Like, what are we doing? She's my number one tradition person. Like she is serious about that, which this says strict adherence to tradition may limit growth and adaptation and changing in the world. Good example.
Yeah.
But like you said, Brandy, sometimes you do it once and the kids are like, what?
Yeah. You didn't even
So
know. Is it?
I do have
but
to
it
think.
is.
I do think as a mom, I will think, if I say I'm doing this, can I sustain this?
Yeah.
Because once
I don't ever
say
think about that. I just throw it out there and I'm like,
Once you start it.
I know. I'm like, they're going to get upset. Now, like this year, normally I do Christmas pajamas and an ornament before we get our tree or the night that we get our tree. And this year it was a convenience thing. It was an efficiency thing. We were going to a friend's house in Columbus and we were going to pass by Hobby Lobby. So I said, how about y'all pick your ornaments this year? What do you think about that? And so maybe we'll do that. And they actually picked different ones than I would have picked for them. But
I think that's great because I feel like what makes it bad is when we're replacing something with nothing.
mm-hmm.
Like you said, we're just not doing.
We're not doing Christmas ornaments anymore.
Yeah. So it's like, but I feel like if you replace it with something, the tradition can be not the actual thing we're doing, but the tradition can be we're doing something together.
Yeah,
which
that's
could,
good.
because like even when you was talking about, like, we're creatures of habit.
Yeah,
and sometimes the habit protects areas where we don't want to be vulnerable. So if I've learned, like, when I'm open to doing something different, it's like, man, I didn't know I was going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But if we set up to do the same thing.
So if you had, like, you know, a hot chocolate bar and some Christmas music going, and then you had to set up decorations, would you be?
I think I would have looked at it a little different. I do, because what starts to happen is you start looking at it as work.
Yeah.
And not as, because it's a young lady that comes to FCA. She was excited Monday. She showed me her the decoration her and her family done together, and it was super nice. See it.
Yeah, I
see it.
Too.
And so she was excited. So now you got to think, she's excited about something that I dreaded.
Right.
So I'm like, so what? And I asked her what was the excitement, and the excitement was for her was to. Of course, the look, but she liked spending time with her family. It was a way for them to bond. You get what I'm. So it's like her perspective on it was completely different from mine. So what I'm saying is, like you said, we add a hot chocolate bar, and so we're gonna work, y'all. But let's do this. Let's kind of mingle. I felt like over time I would have been a little better about it, because you don't see it as work. You see it as a tradition. You see it as fun. You know, but. Where I saw it is, I need you to go to the storage and get that big box in.
Right. Yeah. And it's fun whenever you can kind of borrow traditions, because I don't mean to be culturally, like, rude by stealing somebody else, not stealing, but taking somebody else's. But you see this on, like, a movie, or you see this and you just, like, try it. You're like, what if that'll work for us? You know?
There's plenty to find on cheesy Christmas movies that Bethany makes me watch every year.
Which we haven't done yet, which has become
a tradition.
A little bit of a tradition.
And I guess I kind of like it.
Yes. He gets way too into the movies. He's like in the storyline. Like, he's like, this is not logical, you know? And I'm like, dude, you just gotta laugh about it. Like, it's so bad that's what the point of it is.
Yeah, it's really, really bad.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a movie, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have several traditions on my list, but I just had to mention some of these sports traditions because they're wild to me. Like, cowbells is a tradition, which has another, you know, we could get into that story of how that happened. But I had an experience at Indiana University that was wild. I went there to watch Caitlin Clark play, and it was completely full, which if you've ever been there, I mean, it's called the Cathedral of Basketball, holds like 17,000 people. The way the gym is set up is so different than anything I've ever seen before. So that in itself was pretty crazy.
Assembly Hall, is that what it's called? Right.
Okay, so then they play this video, and it's of this woman coming down a hallway with this, like, mop broom situation, and she's singing, and everybody is going nuts. And I was clueless. So thankfully we had some very gracious Indiana fans around us. And this is what it is. It's called the Martha the Mop Lady campaign. It featured a cleaning lady named Martha Webster. She'd been a staple before Indiana basketball games for decades. So I believe she would come out there and actually sing. She was an opera singer, and she would come and sing on the court before the game. And now she was like, took a break for, I don't know, 20 years or so. And she would sing Indiana, and now they've made it into a video. So they brought Martha back, but not in the way of, like, how it used to be. But I'm telling you, people went nuts over this. So look it up. It's pretty wild. Then the other one that the kids helped me, they were like, the dotting of the I.
At the Ohio State.
Yeah, which I had never seen that before either. So we watched that last night, which was pretty incredible to watch the
it's
band.
like a family thing too. There's been a couple that have three members of a family that.
And I mean, I
three
think
generations.
that, I think that one of the guys who got to be the one that dotted the I, like I think he might have quit sports in high school to focus on his ability in the band so that he could be the person.
Yeah.
Is that the one they do during the Michigan-Ohio State game?
Or just in general?
I think they do it every game.
Yeah, definitely every home game.
Yeah, okay.
Google it. It is something.
I've seen them do it, but mostly, I guess, during that game, but that's because you dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the other one we looked at was, Eli knew this one. He said 2 bits. Do you know this? It was at Florida. I think the guy has passed, but this guy would get out there with a sign that said 2 bits, this older man, and he would start a cheer, and he was like, 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1, all for the Gators, stand up and holler. Again, another one the crowd just went wild about. One that y'all might know that Greg McElroy talked about on one of his shows was the wave at Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wave to the Children's Hospital.
Which is great.
Overlooks
really
the stadium.
Yeah, I didn't, at first in the video when he talked about it, I didn't know what he was talking about because he just had it just showed a video of the fans waving like to one direction, and then you see that it's the Children's Hospital. So that's pretty cool. Are there he talked about the Clemson, the rock thing when they calm down.
Virginia Tech plays Enter Sandman. That's like the big thing that they do for the welcome. Wisconsin does a jump around. The whole stands, everybody in there jumps.
Wow.
So I know, around.
You know, Notre Dame got hit the thing as they walking out.
Play like champions.
Yeah. Now Duke, I'm a big Duke basketball fan. They used to have one. Now they cut it out because it just started getting a little. But they had a guy that was a speedo guy, and when they shoot free throws, like he would be in the middle of the crowd, and when the opposing team go to shoot free throws, he would just
unrobe.
Disappear in a speedo, and it would be a big distraction. I think Wake Forest has like the little I don't know what you would call it, but it's like a little like a spinning type of thing. But if you look at it, it's very like it's almost like a hypnotizer. You know what I'm talking about?
Hypnotized wheel.
Yeah. So like those are some of the things I think about when you start thinking about like sports traditions.
One of the things I noticed this year when Texas played Texas A&M in Austin, after the game, they kept the cameras rolling, and they always sing the Eyes of Texas after a win. I don't know if it's every game or just wins, whatever.
Yeah,
but
every game.
The entire stands was involved in that, and I was like, man, to be on that field would be a really cool moment right now because of just how collective. So anyways, It's traditions are everywhere. You'll probably start noticing them more. We'll probably have a part 2. But we're going to transition to another segment because we have a special guest today, our first special guest of this season. Anje Nel is with us today from the track and field team. What's up, Anja?
Hello. I'm excited to be here.
And we have a great accent. This is great. Y'all get to listen to her. We're going to ask her some questions because I thought about inviting Anja on since we were talking about traditions because you were from South Africa.
Yeah.
So you got to have a lot of traditions that we probably don't even know exist.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of traditions and it's a lot different in many ways. But I feel like because we're such a diverse country, we have like 11 different like official languages we speak.
How many of those do you speak?
Only 2. Okay. So Afrikaans is my home language, and then English we learn in school as our second language. Because if you cannot communicate with the other person that has that other language, then you communicate in English. So I feel like that helped me a lot, like transferring over here, and obviously studying in English and stuff like that. But I feel like if I have to mention one like big thing or tradition, I would say in South Africa is we have a special holiday, and it's called National Braai Day.
Oh yeah, right. Pull it out.
It did change. The name later changed to Heritage Day, but it was to celebrate like the different like diverse cultures in our country. But braai is actually if we have to like have an equivalent to it here, it's like barbecue, but totally different.
Yeah, explain.
It's the closest thing.
It's as if I have to like create a picture for you guys if you don't know what it is. But it's
I remember digging a hole when we were over at Andy's.
Is that what that was for?
We dug not super deep, but anyway, continue.
no, so you can do it multiple ways,
Yeah.
but the biggest thing is it's an open fire,
Yeah.
and it's with wood. So like when you cook your meat over like wood and use the coals, it has different flavors and stuff. So the meat tastes obviously a lot different, but it's more like an experience. So it's more like, so you have this fire, so people stand around the fire, so you wait until the wood like burns down, so you get the coal, so you can actually like cook the meat, and then it's like this whole experience. So when you say you go to friends and you're gonna braai, it's more like it's a whole like thing. It's not just about like
Eating.
the eating and
Yes.
stuff like that.
That's kind of sounds like which I'm pretty sure Justin would know, being with us being originally from Mississippi, like a hog killing.
Mm.
Like with a hog killing, they take this big old hog and they gut it. But it's a thing. It's not like you said. It's not just about the eating portion, but it's the whole process of killing it, like you said, with the fire, and doing it outside. It's a good time. We fellowship, we talk, and then it gets to the point where like once they get all of the meat cooked, it's kind of like a open bar, if you will. People just come and grabbing certain meats and making. Some people make sandwiches. Some people just take meat home. Like it was a real community thing. I'll say it like this. So when you begin to talk about that, that's kind of where my mind kind of.
That's why I wanted to ask if it is like more community, or do like just families do this, or like a lot of people gather at a time.
I feel like everyone. So I feel like also the biggest thing is also with rugby games. So I feel like it's a big thing, like you buy and it's rugby, and I feel like that's the one thing, having so many diverse cultures, and like everyone still has their like own thing going on, but I think that's the one thing I feel like the whole South Africa would understand.
Are there any other traditions unique to the country of South Africa?
It's hard
be
to
aware.
say. I feel like there is a lot of traditions, but I feel like within like your family or like your certain group, there's also like a lot of traditions. So I don't know, I would just say like the biggest thing is like when you go, you need to know like what is braai, and like rugby, we're very, very big on our sports. So obviously we have different sports. We have rugby is our big one, then cricket, and then netball and field hockey. I feel like that in schools, that's our like biggest sports. But
Which
also
is wild to think about.
yeah,
I
so
feel
like
I know nothing about any of them.
right, and like coming here is so different because you obviously have your individual sports too, like track and swimming and stuff like that. But I feel like that's our biggest sports. But we're very, very big on our sports, and we're very, very passionate
What
about
did
that.
you mention before field hockey? Netball?
Netball.
Netball.
So
Netball. Okay.
if I have
That's that axe. That's that.
Okay, I know netball.
That's that.
What is this? I have not heard this before.
You know netball though.
I've heard netball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
we're
So you
good.
guys are
Sorry.
familiar.
Well,
Yeah.
you can explain it because I don't.
Didn't they just put that? Is that in the Olympics now?
I think so.
What did they put in there? Is netball like basketball with the basket, or is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's like a basket.
Oh,
It's just
handball. I'm thinking about handball.
Oh, yeah.
Incorporated,
they bring
right?
handball. Yeah, I don't think netball is in the Olympics yet.
Yeah, no, you can tell.
It's not
there
that
is what it
popular.
is.
I just remember a great debate about American football and rugby when we
Oh.
were there, and they were just trashing American football.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
We would
so entertaining.
definitely.
So funny.
Because it's so different, because they are thinking like, because it's way more contact and you have
Yeah.
no gear.
Right.
Like it's full on, like it's ruthless.
Intense.
It
So-
looks painful to watch. But I'm just thinking about times I was playing football, what we consider football, in the backyard with just neighborhood kids, and you getting hit with no equipment. And then I'm like, these grown men are willingly signing up. Like that's so. And Justin, you make a head with this. You know, Anya, you can as well. Like, what is the goal of rugby? Like, how do they go, what we would consider a touchdown in football? What is, like, how do they keep scoring rugby? Like, what is the dynamics of that game? Because to a person that don't understand, even with a lot of the sports, because that's one thing I noticed with people in different countries, the sports that are relevant in those countries are not here. You know what I mean? So when you say football to somebody in another country, they think soccer. And so I guess what is the aim of that game? Because to me, it just looked like somebody picking up a football and knocking somebody out. Like, that's just what it looks like. So
trying to get that ball in the other goal, you know?
Yeah, I feel like
There's some kicking involved in it as well, a little bit different.
it's the same. Like when you get touchdowns, like our touchdown, but you have to physically, when you cross the line, put it on the ground.
Yeah.
You cannot like just go across the line and you have to actually physically put the ball on the ground.
Does it count the same? What's the points?
No, it's 5 points, and then right after that you get to like kick the ball like through the
so kind of like an extra.
But it's off to the side.
I was about to say, is it
depends on where you put the ball down.
And if you angle it, it's more points or something, right? Depending on where you want to put it, if it's straight on or
no, you get the same amount of points. So after you
Okay.
have like the touchdown,
So-
you guys, you get that extra 2 points if
Okay.
you go over, and then you also get penalties and stuff.
So if you said you have to put the ball down, right?
Yeah.
So like
I just
no,
wish people could see us.
so when you put the ball down, because I'm just trying to make sure I understood it right.
Yeah.
You have to kick from where you put the ball down.
No. So it's still like further back.
Yeah.
It's just it depends. It varies. To be honest, I'm not completely sure like how they do that.
Yeah.
But it depends like from which angle you kick it from where you put the ball down.
Gotcha.
Like where you actually did
And I guess the reason why I was asking that because
Where you put the ball.
I wanted to know that because I feel like that would make it a little more complex if, like, just say I got a kicker who likes to kick from the right side and I got a touchdown on the left. I have to think about how can I maneuver across the field. You get what I'm
That
saying?
helped my teammate.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to know. Like it's like I said, overlook my ignorance.
No. It's people are familiar. That's what I'm saying. Like but yeah, that's why that's our biggest like passion. Like also because it's like international. I feel like here football is national, but like it's still so big in the culture. But like for us, it's just competing against other countries, and that's like also within the country you have your different teams. But I feel like when we like win the World Cup and stuff, we go crazy. Like we're so proud of just like if you get that boxer from like Dickus also like fighting all across the world and stuff like that. So we're very, very proud, but very humorous too. We have a really good sense of humor. We make like jokes about everything. So like I feel like we're all around. But I feel like we also have a word in South Africa called Ubuntu. And
Say it one more time.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Now, just to get like
Trying to make sure I got it. Ubuntu. I gotta say it like that. Okay.
so like I got trying to find like this specific thing, but like it's like a phrase is like I am because we are, and like that just shows about like the unity, and it's like they say it's like a philosophy or like a worldview that emphasizes interconnectedness, compassion, and shared humanity.
So isn't there something like that too? I was listening to what's the guy's name, the quarterback who was on College Game Day for Oregon.
Marcus Mariota.
He was talking about he kept throwing out these words from Hawaii where they have words like this. And it caught my attention because I'm like, I don't know of a word that would show, this cultural like connectedness. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for Texas, it'd be come and take it. To the flag.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people in the South just say that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to think of Texas.
I mean, maybe like
Everything's bigger in
yes.
Texas. Don't mess with Texas.
Sorry, I feel like I took away from what you were saying.
No,
But it just made me think like that did stand out to me from whenever he said that on College Game
But
Day.
does it seem like other countries just take certain things a little more serious and a little more personal and prideful as a country? Because like when I'm hearing you talk, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's not that I'm saying being American, we don't take things, but it's like the way you talk about it, it just seems a lot more prideful. It's a lot of conviction behind it. It's like it's a responsibility to be able to know this or to be able to, move like that. And I feel like
across the whole country.
yes,
not
across
just,
like not in a not in a certain section, And so
when it comes to world events, like world things, we as the States, we just, I don't know. You think about the big things that are sports that are played across the world. Soccer is a big one. All right. We're just not very good. And then as a whole, as a country, we're just not as engaged. We show up for World Cup and we're like, go team. But then we're like, we're not good, you know? And I'll follow the girls. The girls do a great job. But like you think of rugby, we don't know rugby. We know American football, and that's our thing. And so we're like, you know? So we're going to be prideful about the thing that we made, or did we even make it? I don't know. It just seems like some like cricket world thing. Yeah. We just aren't a part of it. There's a lot of things that the world's a part of that we're just kind of like,
we don't know about.
We got our own thing. And so I think it's a little bit on us.
Yeah, maybe we miss out on them.
Maybe we miss out.
And I think, too, is we are great in sports-wise in where we put our focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we don't really, like you was talking about rugby, even soccer, like it's almost like, no offense, but those sports are kind of looked down upon here. Because it's like, if you can run and do all of that, you need to play football or run track, you know, or something like that. So to hear you talk about some of those different things, those are like, it just so things I think about, because it's like, even for some of those sports, for me to not even be knowledgeable of those sports, I'm like,
that a majority of the world plays.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like it was like, why I don't know that? Like I almost felt some type of way, like I felt small. So thank you, Anja, for coming here and enlightening me on some of these sports that I really need to, you know, I gotta come up. You know, I'm like netball and
field hockey.
Yeah, like what is field hockey?
You don't know field hockey? They got it here though.
So see, that's what I'm saying.
It's hockey without ice.
It's on. I don't know. You probably don't even know what.
Can you compare it to lacrosse or no?
You got like a little stick. I mean, a stick has got a little bit.
I don't know. It's the
ground ball.
It's hard to explain, but it's almost works exactly like soccer, but you have a stick and a ball. The field looks the same.
I feel so bad.
It's just, but it's I don't know.
That's because I do know lacrosse.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have that.
I think our issue is, I think we just lack national identity because we're in a lot of different things, but our focus is not fully into one.
Yeah,
I think that's like, part of it. Like for the Olympics, we'll show up. You got state, you represent states, we'll cheer you on. Like doesn't matter what it is, curling or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Break dance, which I think they got rid of that. Whatever. Boy, that was funny. But like,
break dance. That's a sport.
Yeah. Then somebody made it and wasn't even a break dancer and just did a break routine.
I did not.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's a clip you need.
And she may have been from South Africa.
I think she was Australian. Oh my God.
We're not taking credit for that one.
No, but we do lack national identity. And I think it's just because we're big and we have our own things. But I just think it's deterioration of the states. Because we used to be, I think so. I mean, I'm only 40, but I feel like we were more nationally supportive. I just think we've lost a bit of that.
I would just say, like, I think you guys grew up in this because America is so big. I feel like you just grew up in like being competitive within states. Or like you guys said, like different teams. Like I feel like the collegiate levels were like started and got so more intense. So it's like just within the country, there's so many, like you're so passionate about your team, but it stays within the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, for us, it's like our country is probably just not as big. So it's like.
But as an athlete, wouldn't you represent South Africa to go? Would you travel to other countries?
Yeah. So I would, when I compete internationally, I would like wear my South African jersey. So I compete for them, although I study here and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like it's, such a different like concept.
Yeah.
As I got to ask you this, and I don't mean to segue, baby, but I have to ask you this. As an athlete, is there a sense of pressure knowing that you come from that country and you want to represent your country well? Is there a pressure that comes with it?
To be honest, back home, I have a really, really good support system. So it's like they're already like everyone is already so proud, just like for representing here and stuff like that. But for me, I put that pressure on myself because I really do want to make everyone proud there. Because I know what it feels like when you see like a South African competing on like a big stage. Yeah. And it's like you feel that pride for them. So I really want to like, I put that pressure, but like a healthy pressure on myself because I want to be that person for them and represent them well and like just like spread the word of like how proud I am of my country.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like share about like what we do and all the different stuff. And I feel like that's a really big honor, actually.
Wow. See, yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. I think the most pressure I've had, a free throw at a church league basketball game.
Stop.
No, but no, it's very interesting to hear you say that because, like to see what type of person you are, and then you can tell when you're talking about your country, the smile, you just light up, and I think that is a great thing for us to see, because I know with all of the distance, not being able to be at home as much, but you wear like being here so great and so well, so it's good to kind of get a little bit to know you past what we kind of see through huddles. You do great there. You're always being a great example, but to kind of hear a little bit of the athletic side and the side of pride in a good manner, that's just great to kind of be able to witness. So
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, one thing that you said the other day that struck me that I hadn't even considered was the fact that it's like summertime
Oh, yes.
during Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So we have these songs in the States about, I guess they originated here, I don't know, about white Christmases and all this stuff, which actually, ironic story is that I'm from Texas, and Christmas Day, we flew to go to our friend's wedding in South Africa. The only time while I've been alive that it snowed on Christmas Day in Texas was the day I was on the flight to South Africa. So I have not seen a white Christmas since I've been in the States.
I remember that.
But it does get cold. But it's just kind of funny because we sing these songs, but in some places in our country, people aren't getting snow on Christmas. But when you said summer, I thought, I wonder what are some of the traditions that y'all have at Christmas. How is it so different? Because we relate it to snowmen and like all these things, warm things.
Yeah, it is a lot different. But I feel like here they hype it up so much. Like it's so festive. Like as soon as like after Thanksgiving, it's like lights and everything. Back home, it's because it's like summer. So everyone goes to the beach on summer vacation, and it's like hour-long from like break from schools and universities and stuff like that. For us, we always go to the beach. So usually when I was growing up, we would go to Mozambique. That's just like the country, like just across the border. Or I feel like it's mostly go to the beach, but it's like, I don't know, it's totally different because I feel like we don't make Christmas such a big thing. It's literally just the Christmas Eve, it's Christmas.
Do y'all exchange gifts and everything too?
Yeah, so that's also a different thing. What we do is I feel like back home, which is also different here, is I feel like most of the people, but everyone like I know, is we don't do Christmas gifts on Christmas Day. So we have like Christmas Eve, where you have a big family dinner, and then you do the gifts, and then Christmas Day, it's like a beach day. We go to church every like in the morning, of course, and then we have a beach day, and that's just like, yeah, it's not a like a big thing, like, and I feel like it's so different here. Like I've grown to like how everything is so festive here because like Christmas movies and hot chocolate. It's like cozy weather. You want to snuggle up, even if it doesn't snow.
What are we doing?
But then it's like it's so different back home because it's like summer. You go to the beach. It's hot. Everything. So it's just.
What do y'all eat for your dinner? Like, what are things that would be Christmas dinner worthy?
I would say we do. I would say it's like pot roast or like green beans, and I would say it's the closest thing. I would say that the dinner would be the same as it would be here.
Yeah.
If I have to compare.
Are there like cultural Christmas things? Like we have, the peppermint mochas start coming
Christmas cookie.
Yes, I was just a gingerbread man type.
Yeah, like we have all of these like food related things. Are there anything that's like that's Christmas when you're in South Africa?
Candy cane.
Candy cane
is a big one.
No, I feel bad to say that, but I don't like.
It's probably a good thing, Anja. It's probably good.
But probably it's just my view of like looking at it though. Yeah. But like for us, it's not. I don't think there's like specific things that's connected. So like it's also just like a big dinner, but it's not like specific stuff at the dinner. Like me and my grandma also used to bake cookies for like when we go to like the beach and we have like stashes, like boxes and boxes of like.
What are those cookies though? Are they like in shapes or are they just certain types?
We do shapes too.
what are they?
It was like sugar cookies. Sometimes we would do gingerbread cookies. It would be what other cookies? It would
Do y'all
be
do like Christmas trees?
we have ones, but it's not like you
'Cause I'm just
decorate
thinking,
them
like,
and stuff. It's not like a
it's
big
so-
thing. Like I feel like some people
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
but it's like because of the weather, it's so hot.
Yeah.
So it's like
Doesn't matter. It's gonna melt. And think about cookies at the beach.
And then I think what she's
So-
kind of speaking to as well is what we were kind of talking about earlier, personal tradition.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, cultural. Because I'm just listening to what you're saying. Because it's like I was just thinking about, you was talking about how y'all do everything on Christmas Eve. Like to us, we would feel like the gift lost value if we opened it on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Like
You
the
gotta
same gift
Gotta wait.
that you're gonna open on Christmas Day, you feel like it's not it's like some excitement has just dwindled. You know, and so I don't.
It's true though, because I mean, you're like Christmas Eve. You're like, oh, what did I get? What did I
Yeah,
get?
yeah, and then
that.
Christmas Day, it's like, you know, and I guess I think about that like when I hear you say that, because it's kind of just, it just speaks to the demographics of like the change according to demographics, cultural, and it's interesting to hear, because it's almost like it's reverse. How when you see us doing certain things on Christmas and you like, that's how it is when I'm hearing you talk, like, you know, and so it's very interesting, like to hear, and even to try to equate Christmas holiday with being warm, with warm weather. Like
I know.
it's like that's
Tough.
I can't now, but when you said that, I just I got a friend who's in Arizona, and the weather there is always hot. So when she was talking, like it made me think about her as you was talking, because that's how she said a lot of it is for them. Like when we're coming home to 50, 40, 30, she's going home to 70,
Right.
80, like, you know, so
I remember some 60-degree humid Christmases though.
Yeah,
that's
that's
weird.
true.
That's
But it is like kind of a
Yeah.
disappointment though.
Yeah, it's
it's very,
let down.
Feel right.
yeah,
It's funny.
exactly.
But we do grow up like obviously watching movies. So it's for us, it's like it's still Christmas movies, but it's like it's obviously in the movies it's snowing and everyone wants it to snow on Christmas and it's like cold and everyone has their own chocolate. So it's like you watch it, but like here it's like you get into that mood. But like back home, now that I think about it, like the Christmases, it wasn't. But I also grew up. My parents, like from the beginning, I never like believed in Santa and stuff like that, because for us the actual Christmas day was it was religious. It was just supposed to be about the Lord, and so we grew up like the Christmas Eve was mostly the big thing, because that's the good food and that's the presents, and like that was the like the fun part, and that's family. But like on the day it was very laid back, not like that big of a thing, because they wanted to make sure like that was made sure like we know why, like what is the day, and also not the Easter bunny and stuff like that. So we grew up like it was still fun. Like you could still like watch the movies as kids and like enjoy it with your friends, and like it's fun to know of. But like they taught us like from the beginning like what the real like big holidays was for.
Yeah.
And I feel like it didn't take anything away from my childhood.
Right.
But I feel like that's just so different here, because I feel like everyone. Yeah, they grew up so different. So it's like here it's there's an
All
aura.
the stores and they're like, buy this, buy this, buy this. You need this.
I was also going to ask you about
Oh, it's Christ's birth. That's cool. Buy this, buy this.
Yeah, but about gifts though, do y'all like buy gifts for each other? Is it one of those things where like you're making a Christmas list, like this is what I want, or is this just kind of like a Christmas exchange? Like, is the gift such a big deal?
Yeah, no, no. Growing up, the gifts were still a big deal. You still had like your list and what you want and stuff like that. I think as we got older, because my sister's married now, and like me, like I'm not always at home like with Christmas and stuff. So now presents is like that big of a deal, where we still try to give each other's presents. But like as a big family, you it's like a big thing. You have your list and make sure like everyone gets it, like multiple big things. So
did you? I don't know how to ask this question. It sounds funny. Did you do Santa when you grew up?
Did we do Santa?
Yeah.
I mean, we did, but we didn't. Like,
Did you have? No, we did not.
so we did, but we didn't. Like, we wasn't shunning it, but we wasn't also at the same time wasn't making it that
Like,
big.
did you get gifts from Santa?
Like, we didn't. We just knew we had Christmas presents. It wasn't like these came from Santa.
Okay.
Like, but that's why I say we did, but we.
So did you believe in Santa? Like, or was it?
I mean, it wasn't. It's like I didn't. It was. I don't know. I don't want to say. Because I'm saying this. It wasn't like I didn't believe in Santa. Like, cause you have some people that teach that way, and when they see the man in the red suit, he fake, he ain't real. I don't like. Like I'm saying, we were never taught that. So it's kind of like that agenda, north or south, wasn't really pushed at my home. We had Christmas presents, and then we kind of knew. You see your mom them coming in with all these bags. It's like we know.
What's going on?
Yeah, we knew what was going on. Now, she did try to, they did try to do the Santa eating cookies ordeal.
Yeah.
Like, it's 5 cookies on a plate, and then the next morning, only a half a cookie is left.
Right.
Until, I started staying up, because, it became a thing to open your gifts at 12:01.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yes, so we would try to stay up all night, and then when 12:01 comes, because it's still to us, we're opening them on Christmas,
Right.
and so then you start being able to pay attention to the cookies and seeing, okay, ain't nobody came and ate these cookies, so I'm gonna kind of act sleep, and then you will see, you will see your dad come.
Okay, that is hilarious.
I mean, but so it's like they tried to make it, but it wasn't really sure, because and then you also got to think, my mom she's a kindergarten teacher. So with school, we having to deal with Santa at school. That was a big thing at school.
Right.
So it is. So I hope I'm being as clear as I possibly can.
Yeah.
We didn't shun it, but we wasn't like heavy on the
No, Justin.
I believe too.
He was one of those kids.
Yeah, I don't know how grade it. Maybe embarrassed to tell.
So let me ask you this: when you found out, were you one of those people that was really crushed, or
Now it's like the Easter Bunny too, the Tooth Fairy, all of it. I was like,
Everything was crushed.
I was like, crap. I might not believe this stuff. Why might I even put any thought into this? Like, goodness. So.
We didn't, because my mom was always like, look, we only have a certain amount of money, and I want y'all to know these gifts came from us.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing all that. This is funny. We were watching a baking show the other night, and the guy said that they used to leave a pack of cigarettes and what else for Santa, too.
Oh, God, some drinks. Like some brandy or something, right? Just some kind of...
Is that not hilarious? Like, that was part of what they left
drinks
out. And cigarettes.
Yeah, because that's what Dad and parents did at night.
But you think about that. If you think about Santa on a sleigh with a cigarette,
Smoking a heater, yeah,
and drinking a beer.
Okay, and the other story that came to mind as y'all were talking, I think Anya, I shared this with you girls at an FCA thing, but when we were at Mississippi College, we used to do this apartment ministry thing where we'd go out there every Sunday afternoon, have games, the students would play, and then we'd have like a little Bible story, some snacks for
Share the story.
Okay, shout out to Brennan Herman. So anyways, this student leader, Brennan, he dressed up as Santa. And he went out there, and there was this, and all the kids are like having a great time, I don't know if we brought gifts for him, I don't know, but we definitely had Santa, and we had like an elf, and like they're interacting with the kids.
Who was the elf?
I think it was Melissa Robinson.
Oh, Melissa, okay.
Okay, so then this kid comes up to Brennan, and he reaches up his hands, and he's like, and Brennan, he's just he's like, this is great. I'm making this kid's day, right? So he picks up this kid, and then
he's like, oh, ho, ho, hello.
Yeah, he's like, hello. And this kid reaches out and grabs the beard and pulls it down. And then Brennan.
He's real fake.
Yes. And then all the kids, he's fake. He's fake. He's fake. He's a fake. I mean,
crazy.
It was great. It's so crazy that Brennan was so shocked. He dropped the kid on the ground. He was kind of a big kid.
Just dropped.
He was probably 7 or 8 years old, but like I'm pretty sure that was the mission of that kid, was like prove
to show
this
everyone
is not the real Santa. So I don't think we ever did that event again, but it was so funny, and I did have it on video. I happened to catch this on video, so I
feel like as kids, because everyone finds out on the at their own time.
Right.
So I feel like when you're kids and you're telling the others like, no, it doesn't exist, and the other was like, no, he does.
Yeah.
It's like a big
Yeah.
back and
We were
forth.
at church the other day and 2 kids were talking about it. I'm like, let's just not talk about it. Let's not.
Yeah, we get presents, and some of them would be given from my mom and dad, and then some would say from ho ho ho. And I'm like, oh man, all right,
Wow.
yeah, ho ho ho.
Wow.
Wow, exactly. Wow, don't even think about it. Just like, man, these gifts are awesome.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how it got here.
You didn't see
You
anything.
didn't see anything.
Anya, are there any other traditions that you'd like to share with us as we wrap up today? That you feel like we should know about?
No, I just feel like I feel like that's similar is when we would be at the beach, like obviously it's summer and stuff, we would still go out and get a tree. Like a week before, all our kids would go out, drive around and look for a tree, and also like cut down the tree so we have some.
What kind
so
of
we can
tree?
put
It's
the
a
tree.
real tree.
So I was talking to my mother about like what type of tree we usually get, and she said like no, it's like the actual like Christmas trees. You get them. That's why we took so long. But for me, I don't think it's like the exact same, but it looks very similar.
Okay.
But you do get them like where like we used to go, and we would cut down a tree and try it. So I feel like that's something that's also like very similar.
You have a
put the
question?
presents under the tree, like that's still like I think very normal thing.
See, she opened up another question.
What's the question?
Real tree or fake tree?
Hey,
Because like I've seen people do both, and now that's one thing I was a little disappointed by, because growing up I would think we had a real tree, and but what kind of started getting me is like,
Oh, sorry. I just heard what you said.
yeah, I would think we had a
I
real
would-
tree,
I
but then I was like, well, how does my mom keep putting this tree in this bag, and it's not losing branch? So, it's like
this tree is
so-
indestructible.
yeah, like I'm like, man, what is she doing? And then because it's cut down, it's not being watered or nothing. It's like every year you have. So I'm saying the thing, when you all grew up, did you all actually have a real tree, or did you get like a imitation tree?
Definitely fake.
We did real.
You did
We did
real.
real. My mom really liked Fraser firs as
Okay.
well, so that's the tree that I remember growing up with. And my dad had this legit stand, which he just gave me like last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It
it's
is
the
legit.
best thing.
So
You
we
just
have a
put it
real
in
tree
and
now.
You can just like move it around to get it exactly in the middle where it needs to be. But yeah, since we've been here, we've done real trees.
Because we got rid of our fake tree like when we moved one time.
Yeah.
But shout out to Judy Workman, my mom. She is an administrator and very efficient in what she does. So I don't think that we ever had a real tree. Like it was going to be, this is the easiest thing.
It's very affordable just to get a fake
She can correct me on that. I'll have to ask her. But I'm pretty sure that's why we probably always had. We did have a cross for a little bit there, and they would put like lights on the cross. We had that instead of a tree.
I mean, yes, because we now I think me and Santana, we've been doing a fake tree because of like where we live, and then I guess me just the maintenance of an actual real tree. But I do believe if she had it her way, she probably want to do a real tree every year.
We started doing that, and I do feel like it can get kind of like that, like hassle. Like, is it really all it's cracked up to be? But the kids do seem to appreciate the tree. So we go to the tree farm, we all pick the tree, and then they go out there and cut it.
See, that's the thing. That's like you make an actual full
Now it's a new tradition.
tradition.
No,
No, I was
Let
gonna
me
say
tell you,
a
and we'll
tradition.
wrap up. We'll wrap up. But this is the thing that Abby, this happened this year. Okay, guys, when you get out, this is in Amory. Shout out to Worthy Tree Farm. We go out there past like 3 years, and we in the past you show up and you're like, oh, this is a beautiful 7.5, 8 foot tree. That's what we need. Already tagged. Somebody's gotten it. So it's just so like you go, oh, this one's perfect. Someone's already claimed it. So basically, they'll either come out there opening day and go ahead and tag their tree, but they won't take it home. Or he said that only like 5 to 10 people actually call in advance. It's really not that many people to say, hey, pick my tree for me. So this year, the tree farm was opening at what time? 7 on a Saturday, November 22nd. And Abby was like, we are getting up at 6 o'clock. We're getting there by 7. So I happened to I normally sleep at but I just like woke up at like 4 something, I think. It was ridiculous. So I ended up I was like, I'll go ahead and cook some breakfast. And then so when it got like 5:45 maybe, I went into Justin and I was like, hey, it's almost 6 o'clock. And what did you say to me?
I said, no, get out of here. I said, I'm not. I don't know what it was. I was really tired and I was sleeping hard. And I was like, I don't want to get up right now for this.
So then I was like, well, you're going to have to answer to Abby when she wakes up. And sure enough, when she got up, she let him have it. Why did we not get up? And he was like, we're
She's the boss lady.
Yeah, she was
Abby is
serious about it. So it's just like, I'm just saying, it used to be like, okay, let's go get our treat. Now the tradition is getting a little bit more detailed. Like, okay, we have to be there on this day at this time. And so we did get out there by like 9 and we were able to get, we got
plenty of options.
Yeah, exactly.
A week in advance before when we've been to
Right.
past.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's backing up.
I want to know, just for curiosity, first, isn't Christmas trees very expensive? And like, what do you do after, like, with the Christmas tree?
These are $10 a foot. So ours was $8.
Fraser firs are more expensive than that, but the cypress tree that we have is
$80. It's just $10 a foot. So whatever you.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
And so once it's over, what do you do with it?
You're not supposed to burn it, but.
Well, I mean, a lot of people actually take it and they throw it in a pond or a lake because of fish. The fish love it.
Really?
Yeah, they'll make homes around the branches and stuff. So
bigger cities, you're really supposed to, there is like a way that you're supposed to like, I'm not going to say, it's not recycle, I don't know the right word, but like dispose of it properly.
Oh, well, I mean, I take mine to my backyard because I have a nice burn spot and just let it dry out, and it's a great fire starter.
It is pretty crazy.
It's amazing just how fast it lights.
Wow.
We'll have to Google that one. I don't know. Yeah. Technically, there is something you're supposed to do, but yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah. The kids do.
Me too. Yeah, like, I think that's probably why I don't try to get a real one, because I'm going to have to.
Like, what do you do? Like, I feel like here, everything is so much strict.
Yeah.
Back home. Back home, you don't pay for it. You just go find it and cut it down.
You don't have to store it in a bag.
Yeah, you don't have to do the storage part there.
Right. And see, we store ours in the attic. So I have to let the ladder down from the attic.
Oh, yeah. I remember pulling that stuff down all the time.
Really, my father-in-law, we tried to, me and him tried to put it up there together. I help out because I'm scared of heights. And then pulling that big thing all the way up, it's not a good time for me. But for the smile of my wife, I try to
do it.
I try to make it happen.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Also, this is unrelated, but I just had to give Justin a shout out about something that we have talked about on the pod, and then we're going to close because I know we've gone long today. But okay, there was a clip of Coach Saban on the Pat McAfee show, and he said, baseball is basically boring. But
listen.
I just had to give a
Listen. Shut that mouth.
He's like, baseball is basically boring, and then he goes on to talk about how he used to recruit track athletes
because they were fast.
But then he was talking about how significant the skills are for baseball players, the hand-eye coordination.
Well, he said I used to recruit track athletes to play cornerback because they were fast and they could cover guys, they could stay with them and all that. He said, but they can't read the ball in the air real well. So he would start getting baseball players instead because the hand-eye coordination, they can read the ball in the air.
And all the decisions a baseball player has to make. He said it's slow, but they're having to make so many judgments on the ball that I decided, like, that's who I need to go after, someone that had that in their background. So we don't know. Maybe that closed the argument about what skills translate the best.
And you know what? It's amazing that you say that with Mississippi State just having signing day yesterday. I was looking up one of the guys that they signed, and I just put his name in on TikTok, and it was a video that was made of him. And the guy that was making the video was saying, if you want to get a scholarship in football, track athletes, this is what you do. And he had the guy posting all of his track videos. And the guy had been playing football, but once he started posting his track videos and it was showing his time and how fast he was, in a matter of 3 days, he showed how many scholarship offers he got in a matter of 3 days just by posting his track, his actual track, moments, or I don't know. He did like, I don't remember what it was, but he did like in 10.08, and it was real fast. So once he posted that and people knew he played football, it's like overnight. I mean, he was getting scholarships from some of the top places because of his speed. So I can, I'll give track some
we're not,
some
no offense to Anja by any means.
See, the debate was which sport skill set from a sport will translate best to other sports.
Yeah.
And so my answer is baseball. Not because I played baseball, but it's just because of all the other things. If you watch basketball player, football player throw a baseball, swing a bat, it is a train wreck. All right, but if you watch a baseball player pick up a basketball and shoot, or be able to throw a football or move around and play, like they can make it work. They're not going to be as good, obviously, but they can fit based on the skill set that baseball brings them. They can jump in and most of the time play decent.
No, that makes more sense. But I feel like speed, like it's so much different because even with like team sports, I don't feel like, to be honest, like I feel like most track athletes don't have good coordination.
Yeah.
Also, I don't feel like just because you're fast is going to benefit you in all the other sports.
Yeah.
You can be fit, and that will benefit you in a lot of other stuff. But each sport has its like specific like coordinations and stuff that you have to do better than just being fast.
Yeah.
And that's why I say like, I want to say this because I think this will do Justin real good right now. We're not going to fight the baseball, because when you think about like just a shortstop having to bend down and catch a grounder, or an outfielder having to jump over the wall and catch, or a third baseman having to jump up and catch it, and at the same time be moving his body to throw the first to get the guy out. Like, so what I'm saying is they having to hand-eye coordination, coordinate, contort their bodies for different things. So I could easily see a baseball guy being able to play multiple sports and the carryover not be as dramatic, as it relates to like with basketball. Now there is a lot of hand-eye coordination and there is a lot of nimble feet, but then you start thinking about some of the other things that they may have to do, tackling somebody. It started being a little,
I also think that there's a precision with baseball, whereas like in basketball, if you make a mistake, you can kind of make it up, or a teammate can make it up.
Yeah.
Right. But there's precision. So like even the judgment, like, do I want to take this risk to throw this pass down to someone that's cut into the lane on a fast break? Sure.
Yeah.
Because like we get it back next possession. But if you do that in a baseball game, that could be several runs. So it's like I thought that the judgment argument was really good.
Yeah,
I just want to shout out Justin.
Yeah, we shouted him out. We shouted him out at the baseball guys. Baseball guys, listen, guys, we giving y'all credit. With no shade at all. Like, we giving you credit.
No shade. Yeah, well, thank you, Anja, for joining us today, bringing a little bit of different perspective, different experiences to the podcast. I hope you had a good time. And we might roll back. We might talk about some more traditions next week, maybe get somebody else. Who knows? But we're always thankful that you listen, and we hope that you'll come back and listen again. Thanks for listening to the Created to Be podcast. To learn more about FCA at Mississippi State, visit www.msufca.org and follow us on Instagram at HailStateFCA_. If you would like to become a financial partner, visit www.fca.org/donate to sow into the work God is doing through FCA at Mississippi State.